This morning, the Suncoast is dealing with wildfires and burn bans.
What you need to know in these dry conditions. Marla?
I'm live at the American Red Cross in Sarasota, and this is where they're asking for donations for Red Cross Donation Day. What that day is all about and how you can help is straight ahead.
And it is Manatee Appreciation Day. We're going to tell you about 2 local manatees you can visit and show some love to today. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning, early risers. It is Wednesday, March the 29th. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning, and happy National Manatee Appreciation Day.
Thank you, and thank you for your card.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Very kind of you.
Glad you got that in the mail.
All right, John. A little cooler today than usual, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, by a few degrees below the average for this time of year. Certainly the coolest day of the week so far, coming in the upper 50s. So that's kind of a nice change, I guess, because we're heading right back toward temperatures that'll be warmer as we head into the next couple of days. Got some cloud cover back to the west of us. You can see that on satellite at this hour, moving through parts of Louisiana. There's a threat of severe weather back to the west with a frontal boundary that'll be approaching our area by Friday. And that'll promise us a chance of some much needed rainfall around here as we end up the month well below average in terms of our rainfall. So a little rain would be nice. I don't think we'll see a severe weather threat. We'll talk about that in the forecast coming up in a few. Titan radar quiet across the entire state today. We're not seeing rain today. Temperatures generally running in the upper 50s most everywhere, and we're on our way again today to seeing these temperatures, which are still kind of on the cool side, come in about where they did yesterday, near 80. Wind speeds still up just a little bit at 10 to 15. They'll be reducing as we head into the afternoon. Complete forecast in a minute.
All right, talk to you soon. Thanks, John. Checking the roads. First off in Manatee County, a little buildup way up there at 41 northbound in Palmetto as you head toward the county line with Sunshine Skyway and 275. Otherwise, pretty clear so far in Manatee County. A little blip there on the road in Fruitville in the eastbound lane as you go from Honore toward Cattleman. Otherwise, pretty clear there. And checking farther south, we'll see our eye kind of goes to that buildup there east of the interstate on Clark Road, way out there. You'll see some slowdowns in the northeastern part of Sarasota County. Not sure why. We also have a live look right now from our camera on Casey Key, where a part of Casey Key Road is closed right now through Friday due to shoreline erosion. So no traffic will be allowed through that section of Casey Key until Friday morning while they stabilize the roadway, which is very, very close, in fact, too close right now, to the Gulf of Mexico.
Right now, a county on the Suncoast is under a burn ban as brush fires continue to pop up. There's currently one open brush fire in South Sarasota County. Now, these dry conditions have really put parts of Sarasota and Manatee counties at moderate or high risk in some areas. Charlotte County issued an emergency burn ban to try and prevent those fires from spreading. Over the past weekend, the Myakka River District responded to 5 wildfires in a 5-county area for a total of 180 acres. Now, Forest Service officials expect the rest of this season to be just as busy as last year.
But if you walk into any wooded area, you'll still see a lot of downed trees and debris that's on the ground that's not been picked up because it's in the woods. And so that just makes it a little bit more difficult for us to get in there, but it also provides more fuel on the ground for the fire to take hold of and burn.
Also not helping things out there, no sign of significant rainfall, at least until the end of May or early June. Well, they help millions of people every year, usually after a disaster like Hurricane Irma or an emergency like a house fire. But today, they need your help.
Today is Red Cross Giving Day. Marla Spence is live from the Red Cross headquarters in Sarasota County. Marla.
Yeah, guys, good morning. This is the 4th year the American Red Cross is accepting monetary donations for Red Cross Giving Day. Now, collecting donations for families who are facing disasters like fires and floods is what today is all about. Many times when the fire department is called to a house fire or even an apartment fire, the Red Cross is also called immediately to assist the family during that devastating time.
The Red Cross responds to disasters every 8 minutes, and we're constantly there trying to help families, getting them back on their feet straight away.
Oftentimes when the American Red Cross is called out to assist with families, they offer hotels, also food and clothing for those families. And they also spend between $600 to $1,000 depending on the extent of the damage to their property. Coming up at 6:30, how you can help donate. That's straight ahead. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla. We'll continue to have her out there at Red Cross headquarters in Sarasota County. Now, to find information about how you can give and donate and be a part of this day, you can find it on our app in the App Store. Just look under WWSB or My Suncoast.
Good news for first responders in Florida. Governor Scott has signed a bill that allows firefighters, paramedics, and law enforcement officers to get PTSD treatment even if they do not have a physical injury. The state says the number of suicide attempts among firefighters is higher than the general population, making this new policy a top priority. Meantime, a Sarasota call center is teaming up with a nonprofit veteran military project on PTSD awareness. The founder of the project lost her husband 6 years ago after he was shot in Afghanistan in the line of duty. Melissa Jarbo says this new partnership with Alorica will help veterans get the help they need.
Some of these veterans have been given opiates, sleep medication, a slew of narcotics. And what we're doing at the Military Veteran Project is saying, let us look at your blood first and see your chemicals in your body. Let us look at your brain. Let us find a cure and help you get to where you need to be to move on and move forward.
So this call center named Alorica says they'll focus on hiring veterans for their open positions.
Well, like we told you earlier, today is Manatee Appreciation Day. And to celebrate these animals, the South Florida Museum in Bradenton is welcoming 2 new patients to its Stage 2 Manatee Rehabilitation Aquarium, O'Neill and Tenenbaum. They're the guys right there. This facility is home to manatees after their critical care needs are met. Now, the main goal here is to help get these guys back up to a healthy weight and size before they're released back out into the wild. Because sometimes this happens. In Jacksonville, several manatees were found stranded on a beach, but now they are safe thanks to Florida Fish and Wildlife. During low tide, the manatees actually got stuck in some mud flats, showing signs of cold stress syndrome. They're recuperating at the Jacksonville Zoo.
That's a helpless feeling, I'm sure.
I know, right? I often get stuck in mud flats, too. It happens on the weekends, people.
Bet. Oh, on weekends especially.
It does, weekends,
That's right.
yes.
6:07 right now, still ahead first alert traffic. And
if you want to try and do your own tax filing this year, it's actually not too hard. We're going to have a few step-by-step tips that might make it easier when we come back.
there's a shot outside of our window at the Rosemary District. Should be a pretty nice day. John Scalzi has details now. John?
Yeah, it looks good for us today. You know, one of the things that folks as spring breakers don't want to see is red tide, and that's not going to be the case across the region. The red tide is looking really good in terms of concentrations in our area waters. Green flags everywhere, meaning not much being reported in the way of any kind of irritants in the air. You go further to the south, though, and there are some issues with red tide. Across the nation today, the bullseye for severe weather will be a frontal boundary that'll gradually be working its way closer to us as we head into the weekend. Certainly no rainfall for us now. We'll talk about that weekend forecast coming up in a few. Back.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you, too.
Come experience the rugged capability and luxurious comfort of a new Ram truck and get big savings during Ram Truck Month at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $23,999. Or save big and get $10,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny Be Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting FloridaStudioTheater.org.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. ABC7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Down to 57 degrees now, lost another degree over the last half hour. So we're at a temperature that is kind of cool for a lot of folks, I think. Dew point value coming in at 54, making it feel really crisp out there because the air is just not all that humid. So we have a cool, crisp start to the morning with a lot of starry skies out there. I personally find that very nice weather. Some folks will certainly want to wear a jacket or a light sweater as you head out the door. The good news is for most folks, I think we'll be able to raise that temperature up to about where it was yesterday, which I think was pretty comfortable in the afternoon. East-northeast wind coming in at about 7 right now. The wind's elevated a little bit for the first half of the day, but they will be going down as we head into the second half. 58 rather in Mayaca City, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 59, 57 in Sarasota, 59 in Northport. Punta Gorda, the cold spot coming in at 54 degrees. A big difference between that and Longboat Key at 62, 60 in Venison, 60 in Inglewood. So across the region today, I think we'll see temperatures uniformly rising after sunrise up into the 80s. Everybody, I think, breaks the 80-degree mark. Even at the beaches, I think, with a really good chance of breaking the 80 mark. Inland temperatures could even make it into the mid-80s today as winds start to shift a little bit more southerly. Humidity returns and the temperatures start to rise. In the evening, we'll look for a very nice clear sky, no rainfall in the forecast, winds subsiding nicely by evening. Should be a beautiful night to take a walk on the beach. 75 we'll call it by about 7 o'clock tonight. Forecast calls for these easterly winds to continue through the morning hours, coming in at about 10 to 15 on open water. So still a little breezy out there to start the day. But then as we head into the evening or into the afternoon evening, we'll watch the winds start to shift more to the south. And as they shift to the south, we'll watch the wind speed start to decrease. They'll be coming in at about 5 to 10 a little bit later this afternoon and into the evening. With that southerly wind flow, one thing you will notice is that some of the moisture and humidity from the south will start to lift northward, and slowly we'll notice our dew point values begin to rise. And consequently, because of that, the humidity values increasing, we'll start to see warmer nighttime temperatures as well. And it'll set the stage eventually for kind of humid afternoons starting Thursday, but particularly on Friday, as a cold front advances. Maybe a passing cloud or two, but that'll be the worst of it. We won't see any rain today. As we head into tonight and to tomorrow morning, again, no rain in the forecast. So drive time tomorrow should be just fine in terms of our weather. Scanning radar not showing a drop of rain around our area, but back to the west, boy, that's not the case. Flooding rains in parts to the Ohio Valley and stretching back down through parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, into the western sections of the northern Gulf Coast. Texas, again, a hot spot today for some severe weather, but that also stretches into the Arklatex, back up through Louisiana, up into the Ohio Valley as well. So expect today to watch that frontal boundary very slowly work its way a bit closer to us. And as high pressure sinks southward, our winds twist to the south. Winds slacken. We're dry till Friday, and we look for warmth to stay with us as we head into the weekend. South wind coming in at about 5 to 10, and the forecast looks really good today. 81 to 2 degrees for a daytime high. Same thing tomorrow. Friday, we work in that chance of rain showers that lingers into Saturday with a 20% chance of rainfall. The good news is for Easter Sunday, all of that rain shower chance goes away. We're left with mostly sunny skies, and the warm weather continues into next work week. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Don. Let's take a look outside this morning to your first alert traffic. We're starting to see a few slowdowns, especially right there on 301 near State Road 70, and that's in Manatee County. If you're heading into Sarasota County, those roads aren't looking too bad out there. Some slowdowns like we're normally seeing around this hour on 301 heading north and southbound just after University Parkway. If you're heading into farther south of Sarasota County, there is one slowdown right there on State Road 72. There's just a little bit on Clark Road that we want to tell you about. And if you're heading a little farther south in the area, no real traffic bumps there to tell you about in those areas. All right, double check those lottery tickets. Last night's Mega Millions lottery drawing has a jackpot of just over $450 million. That is the fourth largest in the history of Mega Millions. Now, if there is just one winner and that person chooses to take a one-time lump sum payment, you will get nearly $275 million. Let that sink in for a minute, Ray. Do you know how much Star Wars stuff I could buy with two? I could buy Skywalker Ranch, George Lucas's ranch in South California.
Yeah, you could. Do you play lottery at all?
I do sometimes.
Do you?
Yes. And then I get sad when I don't play it because I'm convinced those are the weeks that I'll win. Logic.
Logo, you got to play to win.
Got to play to win.
The tax filing deadline is now 3 weeks away.
And if you didn't win that Mega Million jackpot and your return is looking pretty easy this year, why not give it a try yourself? Here's some tips.
So, you've waited too long and you can't get an appointment to do your taxes. Well, the alternative, time to give it a shot yourself. And there are some benefits. It's definitely a learning experience.
You get to learn how this thing works, how taxes actually work, what you can anticipate each and every year. You get to learn a lot about your finances. And also, of course, you get to save money.
And these days, there's no shortage of websites and apps that can walk you through the tax filing process step by step. The most popular being TurboTax, H&R Block Online, and IRS e-file software. Next, don't wait to log and input all your tax info.
There's going to be a lot of gathering. You're going to get a lot of documents. First thing to do is when you get these documents, make sure you enter them immediately. So don't stack them all up on your desk and wait till tax day to do it, because what if your kid walks in, grabs that envelope, runs out with it, and rips it into 1,000 pieces? You're out that piece of paper you really, really need.
He also recommends this backup system to keep all of your documents on your computer, as well as a filing cabinet.
So each time you get one of these documents, fill it out on your software you're using, and then create a file on your computer, take a snapshot of it with your phone, upload it to your computer, and then put it in a file. And save that file for up to 5 years.
You'll need your Social Security number, this year's tax returns, any deduction verifications, and a copy of last year's returns. Then it's time to simply dive in and follow the instructions online. Now, these are instructions for filing typical tax returns. So how do you know if you really do need to get some help when filing?
Yeah, generally we say do them yourself because you save money, but there are times when it's best to let the professional handle it. That's going to be when you have a really complex situation or something changed. So let's say in the changing side, let's say you had a kid, or you bought a brand new house, got married, got divorced, retired. Those are all big changes that are going to change the way you do your taxes.
Stephanie Webb for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
I know her. Yeah. April 18th is the deadline. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a health insurance company is offering discounts at the drugstore. Find out how much you can save. Marla?
I'm live at the American Red Cross here in Sarasota, and this is where staff and volunteers are asking for donations for Red Cross Giving Day. What this day is all about and how you can help is at 6:30.
We are in the upper 50s right now as we peek outside. A great shot there of the downtown skyline in Sarasota. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. La! It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
So I kind of grew up all across the country. I come from 5 generations of military men. My dad is still active duty. My grandpa is retired Marines. I like going for runs with my dog. I love, taking her out to the dog beach over in Venice. There are so many things here to do on the Suncoast. My goal every day when I come into work at ABC 7 is to tell your stories, give you that major local news and those details that you really care about. I'm Jacqueline Matter, and I'm here for you.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
ABC 7 is gearing up for this year's JDRF One Walk on Saturday, April 7th at Nathan Benderson Park, and we'd love for you to join us. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Matter, and this is my friend Emma Bella, who lives with type 1 diabetes.
The JDRF One Walk helps raise awareness and funds for kids with type 1 diabetes, and it's fun too.
Walk with us and make a difference.
And help kids like us.
For more information, visit walk.jdrf.org.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Consumer news now. Good news for Aetna customers. Prescription medicine that is covered by the health insurance company could result now in discounts at the pharmacy. Aetna says starting next year, it'll pass along rebates it receives from drug manufacturers. The discount will affect about 3 million customers who are enrolled in a specific job-based insurance coverage. Now, rival United Healthcare made a similar announcement affecting its 7 million customers. The actions come amid President Trump's pledge to lower the cost of prescription drugs.
Well, self-driving cars are coming to a screeching halt. Arizona is banning Uber's autonomous vehicles after that deadly crash, and Uber itself is ending their testing on California roads.
ABC's David Curley has the latest.
This morning's GMA First Look. This Uber accident, the death of pedestrian Elaine Herzberg in Tempe, could be putting the brakes on self-driving car development. Testing in Arizona for Uber now on hold. And this morning, Uber saying it won't renew its permit for testing in California. Also, the company that provides some of its technology to Uber says it'll stop testing its fleet. But it's beyond Uber. Regulators and lawmakers are asking tougher questions. Have the companies pushed too hard, too quickly to get their technology on real roads, putting pedestrians and other drivers at risk?
We may have to do more testing than we wanted to do through computer simulation, more testing on proving grounds.
And coming up at 7 a.m., what Google's Waymo company has to say about its future of autonomous cars. With your GMA First Look, I'm David Curley, ABC News, Washington.
Are cream conditioners bringing your hair down? Switch to new Pantene Light as Air Foam Conditioner, full of rich Pro-D nutrients for 100% conditioning, 0% weight. New Pantene Foam Conditioner.
Indoor and outdoor allergies can stand in the way of enjoying the moment. Allegra is the fastest non-drowsy allergy relief. In just 1 hour, it starts tackling tough allergy symptoms for 24 hours of relief. Get back to the moment with Allegra.
When it comes to travel, I sweat the details. Late checkout, down alternative pillows, and of course, price. TripAdvisor helps you book a hotel without breaking a sweat. Because we now instantly search over 200 booking sites to find you the lowest price on the hotel you want. Don't sweat your booking. TripAdvisor, the latest reviews, the lowest prices.
Hi, Chef Jim and Chef Bob here in the Aprons Cooking School kitchen, where Bob is getting ready to make us something incredible. What do you got, Bob?
Oh, I hope it's incredible. This is actually from one of our cooking classes. This is a hands-on class called Spring Grilling on April 14th. And we're gonna make a grilled shrimp pesto pizza. Now, pesto is basically these cool ingredients here. You have fresh basil, garlic, pine nuts, cheese, olive oil.
Love pesto.
Okay? And what you do is you mix all that together, and with the magic of TV, you have this.
Oh,
It's cool stuff. Make the pesto ahead of time. We're gonna take a little bit of the pesto and put it in with our shrimp, because we're gonna put shrimp on top of it, okay?
Right.
Just for about a half hour, you wanna do this on the shrimp. You go to a Publix bakery and get a pizza dough, and you grill it. Just oil it, grill it, looks beautiful like that. You just want to grill it. It only takes about 2 minutes. You're gonna
right on the grill.
You're gonna finish this in the oven on a pizza stone. So then we take our pesto, put some right on here, spread it around. This is your sauce, okay? We're gonna eat this later, so you know, I hope it comes out good, Jim. So then what we do is we take some sliced red onions, really, really thin sliced red onions. Gonna put some of that on there. Okay, if you don't like onions, don't put it on. And then some crushed red pepper, some of that on there. And then we're gonna take sun-dried tomatoes, the julienne ones, okay? You can get the ones in the oil too. We sell those by the tomatoes in the produce at Publix here. Now what you wanna do is the shrimp, you're not gonna grill the shrimp ahead of time. You're gonna take the shrimp and you're just gonna kind of place it around, you know, as much as you want to put on there. And we're gonna,
they'll cook pretty quick.
They'll cook quick. You don't want to overcook them. Then we're going to top it with the rest of the Parmigiano Reggiano that we put in the pesto.
That sounds great. So, our cooking school classes are always fun. For more information or to sign up, visit publix.com/cookingschools. And we'll see you there. Thank you.
You got it, man.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that light the night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters,
gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
WWSB ABC 7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC 7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, looking for a few good men and women. More on the new jobs the Sarasota County Sheriff's Department is looking to fill in schools.
Plus, the finalists for Northport's next police chief and fire chief, rather, will take part in a meet and greet tonight in City Hall. We'll have a preview.
I'm live at the American Red Cross in Sarasota, where staff and volunteers are asking for monetary donations for Red Cross Giving Day. What this day is all about and how you can help us straight ahead. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. Thanks for waking up with us this morning, or welcome back. I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. Should be another nice day in the forecast. Boy, spring break is well timed for the students off, John Scalzi.
Boy, that's true, right? I mean, except for the breezy winds that we've had over the last several days, it has been an absolutely glorious weather week. So far, we're looking at a temperature today that'll probably be like it was yesterday, but the winds will die down just a little bit. So for folks who maybe wanted to get out on the water and enjoy recreating out on the Gulf waters, it should be a better day to do that. We're looking at kind of a gyre of clouds across the region, but not much over the state of Florida. It's dry over us, and no rain in the forecast for us today. We stay dry, we stay less windy, but one thing we will notice is the humidity will start to rise just a little bit. And that's okay, because our temperatures this morning are the coolest they've been this work week, and I think as we head into the next couple of days, for folks who find this a little too cool for this time of year, you'll enjoy rising nighttime lows. In fact, right now we're seeing winds that are about anywhere from 10 to 15 miles per hour across the region. Those will be, I think, decreasing by about half as we head into the afternoon. So wind speeds at about 5 to 10 a little bit later on today. Daytime high tops out again warm in the 80s, low 80s, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about some rain showers coming our way as well in just a few.
Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Let's check the roads now. First alert traffic showing just some minor delays across Manatee County. Nothing major at this hour of the day. And also lighter traffic this week due to spring break. Checking the upper half of Sarasota County. No red, really. Little blip there at the 41-301 split around Midtown Sarasota. And checking farther south now, no red to report on the maps in the South County region. Let's take a live shot right now of Casey Key, where an ongoing road project is actually shutting down a portion of that road just along the water's edge, and that road will be closed until Friday morning. So if your plans take you toward Casey Key at some point, there's some shoreline erosion there, and workers are trying to stabilize the roadway, and that road will remain closed until Friday morning. New this morning, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is hiring. Sheriff Tom Knight says they need to hire 14 deputies to patrol 12 elementary schools. The sheriff and the Sarasota County schools have decided to implement a School Resource Deputy 2 program. They'll work 10 months a year and reportedly make $43,000 once they're certified. Total cost of the program, $1.1 million a year. In a related story, some local groups here on the Suncoast continue to rally for more gun control measures. A gathering last night in downtown Sarasota focused on stopping violence in our schools and communities. The speakers included students, teachers, parents, and gun control activists. Each of the speakers agree on one thing: gun violence has got to stop.
There's a revolution going on. There's a whole change in thinking, and I think we have an opportunity really for the first time to get some gun laws through with real teeth.
And the kids that had died were kids my age, and that's really scary to see yourself in a situation like that could have been me. And I think afterwards it's become put on students that it's our duty to talk about this.
The forum was organized by the group Protect Our Public Schools. Students plan another nationwide walk-up, by the way, April 20th, to coincide with the 19th anniversary of the Columbine school shooting.
Well, they often help millions of people every year, usually after a disaster or an emergency happens. But today, they're in need of your help.
Today is Red Cross Giving Day. Our Marla Spence is live from the Red Cross headquarters in Sarasota County. Marla.
Good morning, guys. Today, for about 24 hours, the American Red Cross here in Sarasota and chapters across the country, they're asking for monetary donations that'll end up going to families who will unfortunately face disasters like fires and floods. We spoke to a donation officer here at the Red Cross, and she tells us that many times when disasters happen like a fire, the Red Cross is called immediately along with the fire department to assist a family during that disaster. Assistance is oftentimes a hotel, food, and also clothing.
On this past winter, though, with the colder weather, there was an uptick in the number of fires that we responded to. But there's also flooding. We respond to the flooding. We respond to some of the wildfires in the state. And then we respond to really any time that people need help.
Give between $600 to $1,000 per family, depending on the disaster and also the size of the family. If you are looking to donate or looking to spend your money for this great cause, you can do so by going to redcross.org, and that's where you can find the Southwest Florida chapter, and that's where you can submit your donation. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Marla, for the latest on local nonprofit events here on the Suncoast, as well as your First Alert forecast. Head to our app. You can find it under WWSB or under My Suncoast.
With spring break in full swing, the Venice Police Department is cracking down on underage drinking. During a recent undercover operation, police cited 2 stores for attempting to sell alcohol to minors: the Venice Food Store and the 7-Eleven on East Venice Avenue.
Today is your chance to meet the next potential fire chief in Northport. A meet and greet is set for tonight from 5 to 7 in the Commission Chambers. The current fire chief is retiring. You may recall Northport had a similar meet and greet for the police chief candidates a few weeks ago, and the city wound up saying no to all the finalists and starting a fresh search in that one. An update now on how Manatee County is changing some policies after a heart attack victim's body was left on the side of the road for hours last month. County commissioners met with Sheriff Rick Wells yesterday to discuss what should be done with the remains of a patient who has died of natural causes in public places. Last month, the EMS told a widow to make arrangements with a funeral home on the spot. EMS units will now transfer the body to the ambulance and wait for instruction from the sheriff's office. If the patient's identity is unknown or the funeral home is unable to respond quickly, EMS will transport the body to the medical examiner's office.
Well, she was fired over a pic on a private social media account. Now a former cheerleader for the New Orleans Saints is suing the team for gender discrimination. The cheer team's handbook states that cheerleaders will be terminated for socializing with the team's players, even if the players initiate contact. Now, the women also have to follow very strict social media guidelines. They have to block all the players and not post any photos semi-nude or even in lingerie, while players don't have to follow any of those restrictions. Bailey Davis says she was fired after she posted a picture on her private social media page of her wearing what she calls a black bodysuit.
I want to be treated like a professional athlete, just like the professional football players are treated like professional football players. I want to be treated like a professional cheerleader.
And for their part, the Saints deny treating Davis any differently because of her gender. They responded to the complaint stating it doesn't tolerate any form of discrimination.
A quick mention for Suncoast shoppers: a new Louis Vuitton store opens today inside the mall at UTC. The luxury fashion retailer joins other handbag stores at the mall, including Kate Spade, Coach, and Michael Kors. The mall at UTC has welcomed more than 30 new retailers since its opening in 2014. I know Aaron right now is putting down the blow dryer and watching.
I was like, gotta go, guys. Must shop.
There's this holiday gift, I'm sure. All right, 6:39 right now.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert traffic and
major companies cutting ties with Facebook. We'll have that story when we come back. But first, a peek outside our window. Very beautiful shot. It looks like a 3D computer image.
It does. It looks beautiful out there, and it's going to be another gorgeous day, right, John Scalzi?
Indeed, you can tell from that we have a very crystal clear sky out there, and that's going to be the case, I think, as we progress to the mid-morning hours. By afternoon, when we hit the temperatures in the 80s, I think we'll start to notice an increase in our humidity. For your drive time forecast, no issues at all. None of the inclement weather boxes checked this morning. It's going to be a clean drive weather-wise. Mid-60s to start the morning, and then upper 70s on your return home later in the day. Want to take a walk on the beach this evening? 4 beach balls out of 4. No issues. The winds will have died down, the water is going to be great, and the sunset should be spectacular. Complete forecast in a minute.
Car experts and customers agree there's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease the all-new 2018 Subaru Impreza for just $195 a month for 42 months with zero due at signing. That's right, not one penny. Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here, because
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds.
No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking a news editor with a nonlinear editing background and experience with breaking news and live shots. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
We've dropped another degree at 57 degrees. The dew point value coming in at 54 right now. Very, very cool, crisp weather outside your door this morning. East-northeast wind coming in at about 7, making it feel about a degree cooler than that, actually. Coming in at feels like of about 56, although we really can't talk about feels like quite yet. Nevertheless, we are going to see those temperatures rise today, and this temperature will be the coolest of the work week. As we head into the next several days, we'll notice humidity levels start to increase, and these nighttime temperatures also respond by increasing as well. 57 Wauchula, Myakka coming in at 57, so is Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch at 58. Sarasota at 57, Venice at 60, Inglewood at 60, and 62 out at Longboat Key. As we progress into the 9 o'clock hour with a little bit of sunshine starting to work on the temperatures, we'll bump it up into the 60s. And then as we head into the noontime hour into the 70s, And then we'll top it out at the low 80s this afternoon. One thing you'll notice this afternoon, I think, is that the humidity will start to increase just a little bit. And the winds will start to shift from an easterly direction to a more southeasterly direction, which will help to bring in that humidity. And then tonight should be a beautiful evening, 75 degrees, the evening temperature with mostly sunny skies, I think, until we get to the sunset period. Should be beautiful. East wind comes in to start off the day. Then we'll watch that east wind switch to a more southeasterly direction. That's what's going to bring our humidity back. May bring a cloud or two around as well, but not many. And it certainly will not be enough to produce any rainfall around here. We're dry today. We're dry tomorrow, despite the fact that we'll develop a south wind by later on. And that south wind will continue to pump the humidity and moisture in across the region, making it tomorrow, I think, feel a little bit on the muggy side during the afternoon. By 10 p.m., we'll look for a passing cloud or two. And then by tomorrow, I think we'll probably see those temperatures start to rebound again back into the 80s. But the feel of the air will be, I think, decidedly different by Thursday. Radar not showing you anything in the way of any kind of echoes. We won't see any today. There's the frontal boundary. This really divides the country between cooler air to the north and the warm, moist air to the south of us. Now, I think what we'll see is eventually this front kind of inch its way closer to us, but the areas of really strong thunderstorm activity will lift to the north and to the east. So by the time that front reaches our area, we won't have much left to it. So we'll be lucky to wring out a few much needed showers across the Suncoast as we finish up the month, really on the dry side of average. These little areas of low pressure move off to the north and to the east, and we're enjoying a high pressure ridge providing us with sunny skies for a couple of days. That high sinks south, and that's why we're going to twist those winds around, as I've been talking about in this forecast. Those winds out of the south will help to increase the humidity. It'll keep us warm as well. Winds will slacken as we head into the afternoon, and we stay dry till Friday. Dry because of all this dry air in place. Indicated here on the water vapor imagery is that tan color that's all over the state of Florida. So that's going to bring us our blue skies. South wind coming in at about 5 to 10, decreasing even to 5 knots during the late afternoon into the evening. 82 today, tomorrow 81, a 79 we'll call it on Friday, just because of the extra cloud cover, I think. Maybe an isolated shower or two in the second half of the day on Friday into Saturday, because that front will sort of linger as it washes away. Once it washes away, Sunday looks great. Lots of sunshine, mild temperatures. Should be a beautiful Easter Sunday. And then the beginning of next work week stays warm and sunny as well. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside to your first alert traffic out there this morning. The roads are starting to get a little more congested. If you're heading over the bridges into Bradenton, you're going to start to hit in some slowdowns right now. There are some slowdowns on State Road 70 by 301 in Manatee County. If you're heading into Sarasota, you've got your normal slowdowns, the University Parkway, Fruitville, and Bee Ridge as well. A little farther south in those areas, the roads are looking pretty decent. Not any big chunks of gridlock or congestion in those areas. A little farther south, it is the same story, 647, and that is your first alert traffic.
Here is a live look at your White House, where it's now 44 degrees in the nation's capital right now. 58 in the Suncoast, a little better here. 647 right now on your Wednesday morning.
Well, it made headlines across the country back in 2016, a controversial shooting of a man in Baton Rouge. The latest, the state of Louisiana will not charge 2 police officers in the shooting death of Alton Sterling. Now, the shooting of the father of 5 was caught on camera. The video shows the officer struggling to restrain Sterling. The 37-year-old was shot 6 times, including a bullet through his heart. Now, that shooting sparked protests for days. Autopsy results released revealed he had illegal drugs in his system at the time. The DA said those drugs are what caused Sterling to not cooperate with officers in the arrest, which is why he won't charge the officers.
Was the fox guarding the hen house at Michigan State? That is the headline in today's Detroit Free Press. The paper is referring to the fact the former dean, William Strample, has been charged with several counts of sexual misconduct, as well as knowledge in the crimes of former gymnastics trainer Larry Nassar. Nassar is currently serving life in prison for sexually abusing more than 100 women and girls.
New this morning, major companies are saying bye-bye to Facebook after a data firm received information on roughly 50 million users. Playboy, SpaceX, Tesla all closed their company pages. Hugh Hefner's son, Cooper Hefner, says he has had issues with Facebook has handled their user data and calls Facebook's policies, quote, sexually repressive. In today's day and age, it's pretty normal to respond to emails after dinner or maybe read through all of your messages for work while you're getting ready for the day. But should you have the right to disconnect from your job? The New York City Council is debating a bill that would make sure you don't have to respond to work emails or work calls after you clock out for the day. Now, the bill doesn't forbid employers from contacting you after hours, but it says that an employee should have the right to not answer calls or emails without fear of retaliation. If an employer violates the rule, the business would pay a city fine of $250.
That is a tough one.
That is a fascinating thing, especially in our business. We've got a business that's, you know, kind of 24 hours a day. It's easy to get caught into wanting to check emails. And
we really can't shut down in our business.
No, a lot of businesses are like that too. It's like the minute you put down the phone, you feel like you're missing something.
I know.
You know.
I'm addicted. 6:49 right now. Still ahead, your top headlines and our top 7 before 7.
That's right, including a look at your first alert weather this spring break week and traffic as you get ready for the day.
And also look at Casey Key Road right now, where there is a closure until Friday, although they beef up the shore. Some erosion there taking place that knocked out a little bit of the road, make it unsafe for drivers. So be aware of that. Details of that and more headlines on the way on Good Morning Suncoast.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Florida Studio Theater presents Blue Suede Shoes, celebrating the birth of rock and roll. From the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, to the king himself, Elvis Presley, this musical review features such great hits as Rock Around the Clock, Mustang Sally, Johnny B. Good, and of course, Blue Suede Shoes. Critics are calling Blue Suede Shoes a burst of rock history, dynamic and high voltage. Audiences are calling it phenomenal. Blue Suede Shoes has been held over by popular demand. Tickets can be purchased by calling 941-366-9000 or by visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
About every 3 minutes in America, someone is diagnosed with a blood cancer. Light the Night brings together survivors and supporters to bring light to the darkness of cancer and to help fund life-saving research. Our goal is a world without blood cancers, and we're lighting the path to cures. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. Help defeat the darkness of cancer. Join Light the Night today.
Thanks to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, what was once impossible is happening today for thousands of patients with blood cancer.
I live.
I live. I live. I live.
I live.
She lives.
Because of the research done by the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society in the battle against blood cancer.
If you had a chance to support the research that is saving lives, what would you do?
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Coming up on Good Morning America, border security. The president is now suggesting via Twitter that the military be the one to shell out the money for his $25 billion border wall. A look at the president's plan coming up on Good Morning America. And ABC 7 wants to make sure that you are ready for your day.
Here are the top 7 things you need to know. First off, John Scalzi's first alert for you.
Ray, thank you very much. We're starting off with 3 things that you'll keep in mind as we head into the weekend. The humidity will start to rise as early as this afternoon, but particularly by tomorrow as our winds begin to shift to the south. We're going to stay warm right straight through the weekend, despite the fact that we have a cold front limping through on Friday. And that cold front limping through will bring us our only rain chance for the remainder of this week. Back to you.
All right, number 2, first alert traffic. Some slowdowns there on 301 southbound around State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear right now across Suncoast roads. Marla?
I'm live at the American Red Cross in Sarasota, and this is where this chapter is asking for the community to bring in donations that'll end up going to families who would unfortunately face disasters like fires and floods, and that money will be going to supplying clothing, food, or shelter, and this is all for Red Cross Giving Day.
Now to our 4th top 7. The Sarasota County Sheriff says he needs to hire 14 more deputies to patrol 12 elementary schools.
Number 5, today, your chance to meet the next fire chief for Northport. A meet and greet with candidates is set for tonight from 5 to 7 in Commission Chambers.
Number 6, double check your lottery tickets. Last night's Mega Millions lottery drawing has a jackpot of just over $450 million. That's the 4th largest in the history of Mega Millions.
And number 7, what's trending? The weirdest story you'll hear all week. Who bit Beyonce? It's a thing. In an interview with GQ earlier this month, comedian and actress Tiffany Haddish told a story that an actress at a party playfully bit Beyonce on the cheek. Well, Twitter has exploded. A few suspects, actresses, have actually had to go online and deny the bite heard around the world. And the hashtag #WhoBitBeyonce officially exploded on Twitter.
Well, I hope they solve that mystery, John.
John Scalzi.
Is that
the DNA results are in. John Scalzi bit Beyonce.
I wish I got invited to a Beyonce party. Wouldn't that be cool?
All right, thanks for watching. We'll leave you now with a shot of the Rosemary District, and Good Morning America is straight ahead.